Hi, and welcome back to episode 8 of SokoChain, the space where we amplify African blockchain stories. Today, we sit down with someone who represents what the future of Kenya's tech ecosystem looks like. It's young, it's sharp, it's curious, it's intentional about digital transformation. Our guest today is none other than Miriam Njuguna, who is a dynamic professional in finance, digital innovation, and youth capacity building. Her story is one of curiosity colliding with opportunity, and how that open doors for her into leadership, fintech, and the world of blockchain. And without further ado, let's welcome our guest today. Hi, Miriam.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you feeling today?
A bit tired. I pulled an all-nighter, but I am here. I made it.
Yeah, according to the way we've been seeing your LinkedIn popping with also your ex, with the travels, the conferences you've been attending, I can only imagine the level of fatigue that you have. But it's really good to have you here on SokoChain. You're such a busy lady to get
Uh-huh.
a hold of, but it's nice to finally be here with you to have this conversation and to just know who Marianne is, how your journey into blockchain and crypto started, and what you think the future of blockchain looks like here in Africa and more so in Kenya. And if you can just kickstart for us your journey, how you started, how it has been, what sparked your curiosity for you to get into the space? Tell us your
What
story.
sparked my curiosity to get into this space?
Yeah.
I think curiosity, like how do you say? My career has been a bit different because I transitioned from one side to the other. People never thought it's possible. So, but also have a friend of mine who also did the transition with me. I
Mm-hmm.
studied law, but transitioned into the tech ecosystem through
Mm-hmm.
participating in hackathon, giving insights, mentoring people, being a community, volunteering as a community manager. Then with that, like it was more of like learning and growing every day. And I loved the challenges that came day in, day out. There's this challenge that a specific person is facing, then how can we solve it? Then we come up with a tech solution for it. So with
Yeah.
that constant every day there's something new, sparked a lot of curiosity for me to like, wow, I wanna learn this, I wanna learn this. And the constant learning day in, day out made it
Yeah.
easier for me to find my way into Web3 because what people already know is more on the Web2 side of things, which is more of the interactive basis websites than other decentralized bit. How
Yeah.
it started, I think it started with Web3 clubs, if I'm not wrong, when I was invited there to just see what they do. Then it sparked some curiosity. I was like, okay, this is interesting. Let me read more and more a bit. But there was a time as well, I have a friend, we call each other Billy and Trilly. When
Yeah.
Bitcoin was a hot cake back then, we wanted to buy Bitcoin when it was as low as 10,000 shillings. I think that was back in 2013,
Yeah.
but we did not get a chance to because we were young and broke, but we believed that
You
cryptocurrency is the way
believed
to
in
go.
technology.
Yeah, so anytime we'd explain to our parents, like, this is Bitcoin, this is what it can do, this is how it can grow, you can invest on it, I just need 10K. It wasn't making sense to them because pyramid schemes and all the schemes and all yada yada, they did not. So from that point, I put that thought on hold
Mm.
until it got to a point now in my later years. I was like, wow, I was following it on the background, getting to see how people are making money. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, if I got into this space back then, maybe right now I'll be a billionaire. But anyway, we won't regret that or anything. But we're here now. So fast forward, I met Ochi from Web3 clubs.
Yeah.
When we were at an event in UOL, started
Yeah.
to engage. I also participated in a campus event, a campus tour with the graph. I think not that was the complete assimilation for me into the Web3. and to the Web3 ecosystem. We did a few campus tours. I got intrigued. I was like constantly asking questions like, what is this? Because I got in as a point of event organizer and coordinator.
Yeah.
But at the end, I'd constantly like ask questions. What is the graph? What is blockchain? How can people get in? How do people get jobs, money, and everything? Because after campus, getting a job that pays you well can be a task.
Yeah.
But if you find a different avenue of or a new space where competition is not as great, or where you don't need a godfather, you can be able to maneuver your space through. And one thing that I loved about this space is that it's backed by proof of work. If you can show what you can do, then you can be eligible for a specific job role or opportunity that comes your way. So
100%.
that constant learning, constant asking, constant attending and showing up in some of these events made it easy for me to find and maneuver my way around the ecosystem until to where I am right now. Yeah.
That's quite interesting. And I want to give Web3 clubs their flowers because we are not even into episode 10 yet, into the 10th episode of SokoChain. And three of our guests have spoken about Web3 clubs really highly and how their journey into blockchain started there. So Ochi and Alex, please receive your flowers. This is for you. You guys are doing an incredible job and just mentoring and showing people how they can be able to build in the space, not building from a technical point of view, but just building in terms of building your skills, building projects, like the whole 360 of it, whatever is required for a product to go to the market, from communications to community managers to builders themselves, they are doing it. And it's quite interesting what you've said, because most of us, we interacted with Bitcoin way back, but then young and broke, that was one
Yeah.
factor why we couldn't get into it, which is so unfortunate. But anyway, then the other part is for people who had money, they thought it's a scam
A
and
scam.
they never got into it. And that's our parents and all the, like, our guys who are older than us who had access to money, which is quite unfortunate for them. But anyway, here we are, hoping that we can
Yeah.
be able to stack
Mm.
as much as we can, building one step at a time. So that's quite a good introduction. But I just want to get away from the titles, and you'll tell us about like your progressive career journey and what you're doing. But I just want to know, for you as Marianne, aside from the title, who are you? What keeps you inspired in the blockchain ecosystem?
What keeps me inspired? I think opportunity and the constant, like today there's something new, tomorrow there's something new, and you have to read something else. Like the constant novelty of this space, because I don't know everything, and every day I'm learning. The more I learn, the more I get to see what I don't know, the more I get deeper into the rabbit hole. So I can say that is what that has sparked my curiosity in the space.
Mhm.
Aside from the titles and everything, I find the travel opportunities here are sweeter.
Yeah.
Uh, it's more of like a global ecosystem as compared
Yeah.
to a Kenyan ecosystem. For you to
Uh-huh.
like interact with the OGs, with guys who know much, most of them they're not in Africa.
Yeah.
They're maybe in other countries doing amazing stuff, and you're like, wow, one day maybe we will get there. Because like the last one that I did, I met they do community hubs, and there's one community hub they have a permanent space given by the government in Switzerland. I was like, how cool is this? There are people who
Yeah.
are building cities all powered by technology, but also they have intersections of different people participating in it. So that's constant exposure to what people are doing also keeps me going. And I'm also like, let me go find out. Then maybe I can do something else. Let me go find out. Maybe I can learn something else. Let me go
Yeah.
find out. I'll have fun. So that keeps me going, that
Yeah,
curiosity and the opportunities they meet, they merge, and I'm always like, okay, let's go. Yeah.
that's really nice. And I like what you said in terms of new trends coming. Like there's always something new coming up, and
Yes.
you constantly have to be like you're eager. You need to be eager to learn every other day to keep up with what is happening. And what also you've said, the fact that what you know here, you're not only limited to where you are. What
Yeah.
you It's a global market. So what you know, somebody in a first world country knows. So we're not separate, or rather segregated by our economic opportunities or even geographical location. Like
Yeah.
as the evolution of internet came and said, through the internet now we're living in a global village. You find that what you know is what Michael Saylor knows, what you know is what Elon Musk knows, what you like. It has given us an opportunity to be able to share the same knowledge with these people, share
Yeah.
interact, and even be in the same spaces with these people, being in the same space as Vitalik, being in the same space as, you know, the ecosystem builders, these people. It's such a great opportunity for all of us, and that's why we aim to educate and share the information so that anyone who might think that, oh, it's too complicated or it's too technical for me, ama it's only for a specific group of people, to just demystify that and to let everyone know that it's accessible to anyone. You just need to have the will to to do it. I like what you said in terms of transitioning from law to tech. Just take us through your journey, how that transition has been. Did you get to practice law, or you just graduated from campus, went to KSL, then uh, then dove into blockchain? How was the transition like? And in terms of, I don't want to say acceptability from our parents, because we've gotten to a point where as Africans, or rather, I think anyway, the goal to go to school is to be able to have a career and to make money. So regardless of the career path, because we're seeing a lot of people transitioning. I also transitioned, but we get to see a lot of people. We know Felix from Kotani, who transitioned from med to become CEO at FinTech and the co-founder. So how has your journey been in terms of transitioning for anyone who's out there and they're battling with the idea of wanting to transition their career from whatever it is they're doing into tech?
Well, let me say it's not easy. There's a side that people don't talk about when it comes to transition. I've actually never even told my story to people on how I transitioned, but it's never easy. You're constantly fighting that urge because you have to kill a part of you that was invested in something else for another you to be born. So it
Yeah,
was a battle that took me 1 year before I accepted, like, I need to change because I was placed in position whereby I'm having more opportunities in the tech space and I am not enjoying the legal practice because of one thing or another. And the whole procedure was not as easy, or in short, it wasn't as interesting. And I was getting opportunities in the tech space. So I was like, okay, this is what's happening. These are the facts.
yeah,
What is the best way forward? Because I knew at the back of my mind I was to get into tech.
yeah,
How, I did not know, but I knew to the bone, like even if I finish my law degree and do everything in in the legal field, I will transition into the tech space. When
yeah,
was the question? But the moment that season came, I just analyzed facts. It took me a whole year for me to accept that I am transitioning. So apart from my parents accepting, there's also me who's accepting that
Mm-hmm.
my years of labor in the legal field and have to put a pause to it, then
Yeah.
transition to where I feel more passionate, more alive, more driven to learn, to do a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
that happened. That was back in 2023. It was a very hard decision because I was working in one of the best law firms. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you're going to start from scratch. You don't know coding, you don't know what you want to do, but you want to get into the space. So, how do you go about it? I started learning a few skills here and there because, again, we have YouTube Academy, we have resources out here that you can be able to learn. So it took me like 3 months to set up like a schedule. Wake up, learn this, identify if this is for you, learn this, identify if this is for you. I
Yeah.
tried everything in all honesty, from software development, from coding, from to cybersecurity, to graphics, to front end, back end, cloud, AWS. Actually, I finished AWS the whole course. I was to do the exam, then I was like, "Do you think you want to do this?" I was like, "I don't think so, but this is amazing. This is a plus." Actually, I did not do the exam after studying for like a month or so. I did not do the exam, of which it still hurts, but I knew this is not it.
Yeah.
Then I did a few hackathons. Then I discovered like I am good at project management and people management. Then I
Mm.
decided let me look at project management in the tech ecosystem. Then I
Yeah.
stumbled upon product management because I understand things from a user centric point of view.
Yeah.
I understand marketing. Back in the days, I used to be a marketer at some point,
Yeah.
and also I ran a business. So it got me to understand the client psychology. So
Yeah.
the moment I stumbled into product management, I was like, this is interesting because we're building something that is going to the market for people to get to use. And I think that's identified with most developers. They don't understand the customer psychology when they
Mm.
get into use certain products. So
Yeah.
in the hackathons that I participated in, I was giving them from a user centric point of view. What will people pick compared to this? What flow would work for them compared to this?
Yeah.
Then I started building up I now found my footing on whatever it is that I really want to focus on, and I knew I want to do product management. So
Mm.
fast forward, I started looking where can I get a proper certification for product management,
Yeah.
where can I learn, who can mentor me, who in the space is an actual product manager, who can I mirror, who can I shadow? Because I highly believe in mentorship. It
Yeah.
makes your journey easier, and they also get to put you in spaces and rooms so you never thought you could be. Shout out to Joel Karaboy. He put me in a space where I found a good opportunity with ICANN because I also
Mm.
started from the data protection bit of it while working with Kictanet,
Yeah.
then transitioned with Kenik, where Joel Karaboy was. Actually, that was my first real, let's say, high end conference where people from all over the world are. People at
Mm.
high places meet, convene, have conversations.
Yeah.
So that one also contributed to my curiosity on stuff because I was a campus student, I think in second year, very broke. No, first year, yeah, very broke, but curious is like, what is ICANN? What is DNS? This is tech. How is the intersection between policy, tech, and everything? That also sparked my interest. So I do believe in mentors. I got
Mm.
to skim through the whole ecosystem, not the whole ecosystem per se, but I just listened through to what is someone building, what have they done, where can I get resources, how can I learn. So on my journey, I discovered Karani, of
Yeah.
which to some extent, I think he just made a tweet. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. I could
Yeah.
not DM him. So I just wrote another tweet and told him, hi, can you be my mentor? Then with
Mm.
a whole like why and what I am looking for. And he was like, yeah, sure. Let's meet up for lunch and get to see what we can do. So we
Mm.
met. I also talked to Fian. We got to engage a few like she shared notes how I can get started, my journey and everything. I also talked to Saroni Mina. who also as well guided me to Alt School Africa, where the option was either I take Moringa or Alt School. But he was like, Alt School can be a better pick because it's all virtual and they have a product management course.
Mm.
Then I started off my journey just like that, being a product manager in the ecosystem. Back then, I was like, I can do anything and everything. Web 2, Web
Yeah.
3, you just bring it. But the more you do stuff, the more you want to have a specific niche on stuff. Oh,
100%.
and
Yeah.
aside from that, I was also a community manager, She Could Africa Nairobi. That was
Yeah.
also another stepping stone for me to get into the space. It gave me a whole view of what it takes to be in the tech ecosystem, interacting with developers, what they
Yeah.
need, what they need, how you can be able to contribute and bring value to the ecosystem. So those are some of the stepping stones that I used to get to where I am at right now. But mentorship, like every day I find someone who's better than I am. I may not tell them, hey, you're my mentor, I'm trying to mirror what you're doing, but it gets to a point of like, okay, you did this and this. Can I pick this from this person, pick this from this other person, merge and get to see how I can be able to like get to the next level that I need to get to, and
Mm.
also giving value. Because at times, even as you approach maybe mentors, we're also
Yeah.
looking for friends. You end up
Yeah.
becoming friends, having good times, discussing, finding areas of synergy. Apart from just work, how else are you interacting with them? What value are you adding to their lives? Are
Mm.
you just extracting without giving value? Are you
Yeah.
assisting them in one way or another? Because it makes it easier if you're also giving back, even with the little that you have, as little as even giving them time or
Yeah.
even bridging or connecting them with a specific client that they're looking for. So value for value is something that I believe in as well.
100%. I also believe in value for value. You have to give something to receive something. And I like what you said about um like having mentors, not only like from a physical point of view or from an approach point of view, but just looking and mirroring what people are doing within the ecosystem and seeing what you can be able to borrow or even to pinpoint. This I like this. This seems to be working. Let me do that. I like that. This seems to be working, and it's so interesting. And I like your journey because it's not the typical straightforward journey.
Yeah,
It's
it wasn't.
it's a journey of like you're in the space, but you're also you've not found your footing yet. You're lost, for lack of a better word, because you're trying a lot of things, and that's what a lot of people within the blockchain because you're coming into a new space. You're trying to um, transition, or rather you're trying to take the knowledge and the skills that you had in web 2 or even in your other career, and you're trying to merge them here. But then you get here, like things are working differently in terms of how you're interacting with people. We see community is a big thing in web3, and how you see people, most people usually start from a community management point of view, or even like event management, just for you to interact with more people as you learn, and then you get to find your niche and now fully blossom into that area. And that's what we've seen with your journey, and I'm so happy and proud of what you've achieved so far. I just want you
Okay.
to give us a perspective, because you've been able to you've had the privilege of traveling around, and the travels are specifically blockchain related. So what is happening outside, not only in you've also had the privilege of traveling in Africa, so you are within Africa, so you're going to give us a perspective of what is happening in African countries that is not happening in Kenya, or what us we're doing in Kenya that is not happening in other African countries, and also what is happening in other markets outside the continent that we can borrow from, or we can transfer to those markets, please.
Okay. So let me start from Africa. I've
Mm-hmm.
done Tanzania, Rwanda, Uganda, but some of them were not specifically like blockchain, but
Mm-hmm.
they were like, I'm always curious, how is the tech ecosystem here? How alive is it over here? Then I've also done Lagos, Nigeria, because again, in Africa, there's Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa. Like that is where we have like the booming market of technology and everything.
Yeah.
So another thing that intrigues me about the space that we're at, I'm trying to find a niche that is not just fintech related or fintech, because blockchain is just a technology that can be
Yeah.
used to do amazing stuff. But the
Yeah.
low hanging fruit is on finance, the financial side of things, because
Yeah.
moving money across Africa is not even just Africa, anywhere is a task. If you're not using MasterCard, Visa card, rails of moving money at times, they are not as seamless, or we don't
Yeah.
have proper infrastructure for it. So there is that other aspect of blockchain, like the fintech side. But apart from fintech, how else can the technology be used
Yeah.
for building other stuff? So in my quest to find something different, I came across Jamit. For them, they're building more of like a creator's economy on chain.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, when you're putting out your content on certain spaces, let's say space X, space B, space W, and all of that,
Yeah.
without mentioning the names, like you have to like unlock a certain level for you to unlock earning power.
Mm.
But with Jamit, it makes it easier for you to earn from the word go. Then the
Mm.
synergy for it, or how they have built it, it's so AI enabled and blockchain enabled. You can be able to do so much editing in
Yeah.
all in one platform. They've brought in everything that we do remotely. Like if you want to make a video, go edit it here, go do the voiceover here, go do the visuals here and everything. Then after it, transfer the ready-made product on this
Yeah.
platform for it to do the distribution for you. With the Jamit, it enables you to do all that editing and also do the distribution for you. Apart from that, it helps you to like mint as well, mint your content. The more it is out there, the more you get to earn, because there's no third party and you're getting to see the transaction or the rails when someone gets to consume your content. So
Mm.
in my quest to find something different, I came across Jamit and I was like intrigued. This is new. I haven't seen something in the content creator side.
Yeah.
But I think, because also another thing, when I can think back in 2023,
Mm.
the main challenge that we had is that we don't have African data that is organized or well recorded, or even the creative economy. They don't have an actual platform where they have uploaded from cultural stuff to who we are, Africans, and everything. So the
Yeah.
moment I came across Jamit, it lit that bulb like, wow, you can just put your content here on chain, then it is
Mm.
there forever. There is no third party that is interfering with your content. And
Yeah.
even when it comes to IP ownership, you're able to like own your IP. Because I thought of it from a point of, if I am Kikuyu, if I am Luo, if I am South African, Zimbabwean, Nigerian, someone from Angola, Egypt, and everything, like we can all put our content up there.
Mm.
And people globally can get to see who is Africa, what are we doing, who are we, and everything. And now we get to like have our data organized in the simplest of ways. So that one takes something in me. I was like, wow, this is interesting. It's something that I'd love to participate in and like get
Yeah.
to work on. So I was fortunate enough when I was having the conversation with the founder
Yeah.
without knowing he's the founder. So we were just having that casual conversation. He was telling me about this product they're building and
Mm.
everything. I was like, wow, interesting. And how people making money, how you're uplifting the economy,
Yeah.
why are you different from this other platform? So that curiosity, I think, sparked something in him to see that maybe I can be a contributing party to the team. And that is how now I started working with them. So trying to look at what we can do for the East African community, what we can do for the Nigerian community, what we can do for USA in Latin America, what he can do in China, India because they had already launched in some of these countries and they
Yeah.
were doing great. So those are some, that's another avenue, like trying to look at what else can be done with whatever it is that you're learning. And
Yeah.
I think I lost trail of the question. What was the question again?
No, you've quite answered it perfectly. The question was what you've seen across
Oh,
Africa
working.
that, yeah, working across Africa that we can be able to borrow as Kenyans, and what we can transfer to them. And just before you now answer from a global perspective, I like what you've just said and what Jamit is doing, because um, we find a lot of, as you said, there's usually a mark for creators to hit for them to become
Yeah.
profitable. Yet, for these creators, everything else is running on this said platform. The ads are running, like the things are
There's
running.
just a lot.
There's just a lot, and the creator doesn't get rewarded until they hit a specific point. And that's why I love blockchain technology and Web3 and the problems that the technology itself is solving. And that's one of them in terms of ownership. Because as it said, Web3 is all about ownership. You need to own your product. You need to own your content. You don't have to hit a certain mark for
Yeah.
you to be able to because you put in time and effort to be able to put out that product. And I like that we're having this conversation, because this is what we aim to do. We aim to amplify stories of projects that haven't gotten the opportunity to be amplified, or even if they've gotten an opportunity to be amplified, we're just increasing the audience, for people to be able to hear and see what blockchain technology is all about. Our episode last week was on demystifying misconceptions and
Yeah.
just trying to make people understand that blockchain technology is not just about finance. It's not just about the finance aspect of it. Yes,
Exactly.
that's there. It's the most amplified one, but there's a lot that blockchain has to offer, more than just crypto trading and fintech products and all of that financial part of it. It can be from a creator's point of view, as you said. It can be on any industry that is in existence. And right now, because of the digital economy that we're in, it's a very good opportunity for creators to have such an opportunity, such that you're not pressing yourself and being overly dependent on these mainstream platforms that are in existence. Not
Yeah.
bashing it, but yeah, because we're still aiming to amplify and to educate and to spread awareness as much as possible. And I like what you've said, and
I think
I'll
I,
definitely research more on Jamit, because it's also a platform that us as SokoChain we can be able to jump on and see how we can be able to benefit from it as well.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Because
Yeah,
another thing or another challenge that I find at times it's unfortunate
yeah,
because of your geographical location as a content creator, you can't
yeah,
earn a certain amount of money. I'm like, people online here are making tons of money. I look at them, some socialites online, I'm like, they have maximized this opportunity. What's
yeah,
happening to our Kenyan economy? So it's sad to see that at times your geographical location can limit your earning power. With Jamit, they're making it different, where it is more based on your hard work. Because again, blockchain or rather Web3 is more of proof of work. If you
yeah,
can do X, Y, Z, it rewards you according to the input that you get to give it. So input is equals to the output.
yeah.
So back to the question, what we can borrow or what we can transfer. Number one, let me tell you,
Mm,
Africans, we're smart people. We're smart. And the
yeah,
sad part is that we're stereotyped. That's the sad part. Because you listen to some founder's pitch, you do a comparison, you're like, this is an actual problem someone is solving. And
yeah,
how comes where they're not getting the support that they need for them to be able to scale to the next level? Yet on the other side, when you listen to a certain pitch, you're like, wow, this is interesting. This is wow. So you even lack words at times. You're like, okay, at times that's the sad part or the sad reality that at times we can be stereotyped, but at the same time, we always put our best foot forward, irregardless. That's something that I have learned. That's something that I have seen. No matter how small a pitch might be, no matter how small an audience might be,
Yeah.
an African founder will put in the work. They will do from marketing,
Yeah.
they will pitch, they will practice, they will build, they will do so much for them to like. I think we normally have to work 3 times more or 10 times more compared to other nationalities or other races, of which
Yeah.
that's a sad part. But again, it is changing. That's the other part, because right now we're putting out our stories out there that we are capable of doing this. Africans, we are smart people. We are building actual solutions that are solving actual problems that we are facing, not just
Yeah.
copy pasting what is in existent and coming and putting it in the ecosystem. At times it doesn't even work because
Yeah.
different markets have different needs, different
Yeah.
perceptions, different people, and all of that. So we normally put our best foot forward. So what we can borrow maybe is, I think, not even networking. To some extent, I haven't seen yet because I'm also still learning. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
constant learning. Other people are constantly learning day in, day out. They are quite
Yeah.
knowledgeable and they also put their best foot forward. And
Mm,
integrity. I think that's something that we can learn because
mm,
at times working in the Kenyan ecosystem, you like, or the African ecosystem, you're like, why is someone not putting in their best foot forward? uh you're afraid that it is no longer, you're not working on a trust base because you might be betrayed or one way or another. But I'm like, can we just work together? So teamwork is something that we can borrow. It's something that I have seen work with a
yeah.
lot of people, and I'm like, can we focus more on working together as one as compared to working as in silos, like this person is doing this person is doing this, and if they work with this, they might
Yeah.
end up being hurt, or they may end up not even getting the value that they had put in into a specific project or product. So teamwork, constant learning, research as well is something that people can be able to learn from other people.
Mm,
What we can share is the art of putting the best foot forward, because we normally do 10 times more compared to other people. The
yeah.
art of storytelling, it's something that I've seen most founders in Africa, they've cultivated that, the art of storytelling for them to drive the point home or to even explain the product better. That's something that they can share and we can teach. And yeah, another
Mm,
thing we can share is I don't she'll say quote unquote friendliness. Like we are just so warm towards each other,
yeah.
making it
That's
easy.
cool.
As
Yeah.
much as we say we don't work together, we're always there like, oh, you're facing this, I can help you. Like we still have that community living, which makes it easy and makes the journey interesting and fruitful, because at times you're thrown like in a pot of opportunities. Like at times I might go to a certain conference, I'm like, wow, this is a lot. I just need to narrow down to who I need to talk to, which
Yeah.
spaces I need to be at. And if I find my fellow African in that space, they can even give me a whole guideline as to what I should do. Shout out to one of my friends. His name is Q. We met in Dubai for one of the conferences. And let me
Yeah.
tell you, it was a whole new space. I was like, guys, there's this happening, there's this I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
I was overwhelmed to a degree. But the moment I met him and I was like, please handhold me, tell me
Yeah.
what's happening, where should I be, who
Mm,
should I meet, and everything. Because I also had a list, but the moment together you realize there's so much, it's like a whole bowl of opportunity. How can you maximize that? So he gave me a clear guideline. So you see, with that, community living and friendliness makes it easy for people to interact and to engage.
that's quite true. As Africans, we always look out for each other, and more so
Yeah,
when we are outside the continent. Usually, we just find ourselves and
that is,
help each other and just form a community. We are people who we're like community is very core for us as a people, even like way before even colonization. That's how we used to live. Like community and the whole communism aspect is who we are as a people. Everything else was introduced to us. But anyway, what do we do? That's quite interesting, and I like all the pointers that you've given on what you can be able to borrow and what you can be able to transfer as well, because we also have value to give. As we said, value
Yeah.
for value is our motto in this conversation today. So from your perspective, as a woman in the tech space, and it's a good thing that we're seeing more women evolving and embracing to be in the tech space. What has your journey been from a woman's perspective, not just the whole journey, just you as a lady? How has it been for you? Have you been shut from certain rooms? Have you gotten opportunities in certain spaces just because you're a woman? How has that journey been? And not only a woman, but an African woman.
Okay, so I come from a point of women empowerment. Working with She Code Africa, the main goal was to uplift more women into the tech ecosystem. So that also contributed to my growth in the tech ecosystem.
Yeah.
So in certain rooms, yes, I have gotten some opportunities because I was only woman in the room. But again, there's also the aspect of beauty and brains. It might sound cliche,
Yeah.
but I normally advise people like learn, contribute, let
Yeah.
people see you beyond your beauty. Because the sad part is that at times, yes, you're a beautiful woman, and people will carry you as a very beautiful woman. You'll have the pretty privilege or the beautiful privilege. But
Yeah.
again, is there substance? Like, are you contributing? So, constant learning helps you contribute and for people to view in a different value points of view.
Mm.
So, yes, I have gotten opportunities because I was a woman in a space, but again, I also contributed to conversations or gave insights as to how you can be able to go about a specific challenge. Because, like, so a product that we are building right now in the background is I participated or I was giving insights, and before I knew it, I was
Mm.
being told you're the product manager. So contributing makes it easy for
Yeah.
people to carry you in a valuable way. Then being a black woman in the space at times is not easy because you get into some spaces, you're the only one, and you're like, okay, wow, hi, where do I start? Even
Yeah.
you start having imposter syndrome because there is no one like you in that room. And
Mm.
it, at times when imposter syndrome kicks in or when you start feeling shy, you're even unable to network, you're even unable to find your community, even to speak. Then you end up feeling frustrated, like, wow, I should have spoke, I should have found a friend. So being the only black woman in a space can be, I don't know, should I call it overwhelming? Because I was in such a space,
Yeah.
and I can tell you for a fact, I don't know, I am not shy. I am confident. I
Yeah.
love myself. Like, but at that moment, I was like, I found it quite hard for me to find the synergy, interact,
Mm.
communicate, because I'm like, these are new people.
Yeah.
But eventually, it's breaking and the conversation sparked and everything. But it can be hard, it can be lonely. I think lonely is the right word. Lonely because you're not seeing familiarity. And if you're
Yeah.
not used to it, it takes time for you not to get used to it. Having the courage to just speak to anyone and everyone, it takes time. It's not something that happens from yesterday to today. It happens. It doesn't work like that. So it can be hard,
Yeah.
but I always advise people, please have matter, like have substance, that even when you're contributing to a conversation or something, people can now start viewing you in a different way. Because without, or the elephant in the room at times is that they will see you as a very beautiful woman and they're like, can she do this? Because it's sad to see that even at this age, certain
Mm.
spaces always like Can she do this? Can she do that? Can she do
Yeah.
this? So it's different, but we have proven we can do it. So there's more room for us to uptake. And
Yeah.
excellence should always follow you, Makama. Excellence should be your signature in all that you do. So it's not easy, but it's interesting because if you get to use everything to your advantage, then maybe you can be in your right path, right room. And also, yeah, find mentors as well, male
Yeah.
or female, who've gone through or who understand what you're going through can also make your journey easier as a woman in the tech ecosystem. Because at times they'll even warn you what pitfalls, what you should look out for,
Yeah.
who you should follow, who you should talk to. It
Mm.
makes your journey easier. Yeah.
That's quite true. And I like that right now we're seeing more women get into the space, and with more women coming in and, just being in such a space out of merit and uh, like intellectual capacity. You're not here because someone is doing you a favor because you're African, or
Yeah.
you're a woman. You're here because you deserve to be here, and we're seeing a lot of that happening, and it's such a good thing. And I'm sure as time goes by, we will see more and more women getting into tech, not only blockchain, but into the tech ecosystem generally. From your point of view, here in Kenya, from when you started in blockchain, what level of adoption have you seen up to right now?
So, number one, fintech is something that is being taken up like because people are just looking for easiest ways of moving money. But
Yeah.
again, what other ways are people adopting blockchain technology? Something that I have observed, if you're
Mm.
in the tech space, you have an idea or you know what blockchain is, how to use it, and all of that. But the greater mass doesn't know that. They still they're still on the aspect of cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, not even blockchain technology, which is behind crypto and digital assets. So
Yeah.
they're more of like, oh, crypto, I was scammed, Bitcoin, and all of that, making it hard for people to fully adapt or to understand what blockchain is, how they can use it, and all of that.
Yeah.
Again, some of these products that are built for people to use day in, day out, they are not at times, it's even hard to explain to an audience this is the technology we're using because people
Mm.
at times they're interested in what problem are we solving, what solution have we given them, is it working, is it not. So when
Yeah.
you approach it from such a point of view, we don't even explain the technology behind it, of which because when you build a product, it is more is it serving, does it have utility, is it giving you money? So with that, people just use it without knowing what is powering it, of which at times they don't find it quite necessary to
Yeah.
explain the mathematics of the technology used to build something, as
Yeah.
long as there's utility and the problem is solved. That's
Yeah.
on other products that can be built on blockchain. But when it comes to the fintech side of things, people have to understand they
Mm.
just can't wake up one day and start using your product or your products. They won't wake up, start using your product to move their money, trusting it and everything. They need a proper understanding for them to be able to engage with it completely. So uptake is happening. Let's say in the
Yeah.
next 3 years, because again, Africa is where we have the largest transaction of stable coins. So in the
Yeah.
next 3 years, I am seeing a lot of adoption, but that one will crop up basically from educating people. And shout out to Tech Rift Africa. They are
Mm.
educating the non-tech people on
Mm.
what blockchain is, crypto, and how to even get started. So that's, and even like just educating people apart from fintech or apart from Bitcoin, what other
Yeah.
digital assets can they be able to acquire, invest on?
Yeah.
But we're not a financial institution, so everything is based on insights. And what we have done as Tech Rift Africa, we educate people and show them like this is what you need to do, but please go do your homework on it before you invest on it. So
Mm.
from that point of view, targeting people who don't really know makes it easy for us to push adoption. in the next 3 years, that is 2028. No, 20,
Yeah.
yeah, let's say 2029, because we're already in 2026. There will be
Yeah.
mass adoption. People will be using stable coins for businesses, day
Yeah.
in, day out transactions as well. We
Yeah.
might even end up paying, instead of M-Pesa, you have an option of maybe using Swiped as a product for paying, and even of ramping and all of that. So adoption is coming, and it is inevitable. It's like technology. You can't escape from it. It is inevitable. So I am, no, and I'm still in this space because I am seeing a greater future of how we're
Mm.
going to have a lot of adoption in the space. Yeah.
Yeah. I like what you said. Technology is inevitable. It's here with us. It's here to stay. And the more we are open to it and to understanding it, the better for everyone. So, as we wind up, what impact would you want to be remembered with in the tech space here in Kenya and in Africa in general? You've
Hmm.
talked about Tech Rift, what you guys are doing in terms of education. That could be one. I've answered for you. So, what other impacts will you want to be remembered with?
Um, Having built amazing products with utility,
Yeah,
being the OG product manager, because it's through products that you get to meet your clients, that you even get to meet your developers.
yeah,
Steering that ship is not easy, but it is a stress that I enjoy, that I love solving. So, yeah, uplifting people,
yeah,
mentoring people at the same time,
yeah,
and encouraging people, more ladies to take up space in the tech ecosystem, because there's a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, the OG product manager, Tech Rift Africa, educating people and mentoring people at the same time. Yeah, that is what I want to be remembered for, or the legacy that I'm trying to build on. Yeah.
That's a good legacy, and you're already living in it because we're seeing what you're doing, your constant educational posts that you share, and even just mentioning people on social platforms and giving people their flowers. That's something that you really do quite well, and it's
Oh,
very commendable. We see it.
thank
It's
you.
seen. Your work is seen. Yeah. So as we wind up in the true SokoChain style, we usually ask our guests to describe the adoption or even the evolution of blockchain and crypto in Africa as a chapter in a book. So, what chapter would you say we are at in terms of adoption of blockchain technology here in Africa?
Hmm. Africa. Can I divide that question into Africa and Kenya?
Please feel free.
Okay,
Yes.
so in Africa we are in chapter 4,
Mm-hmm.
because we've had the introduction. We have product introduction was chapter 1. Chapter
Mm-hmm.
2 was interest. Chapter 3 is building and scaling, where we have that. Chapter 4 is pushing adoption.
Mm.
In Kenya, I feel we're in chapter 6, 7. There
Oh,
was
I
the
like
introduction.
we are way ahead. Than the other 53 countries, they need to catch up with the other two chapters.
We are contributing to the bigger picture. It's just that
Yeah,
we are somewhere, or
yeah,
rather, we have a lot of people who are spearheading this. So we had the introduction, chapter 1, chapter 2, adoption, chapter 3, fights until
yeah,
they found their footing, chapter 4, products, chapter 5, government coming in,
yeah,
regulations, chapter 6, they're having no regulations in place. Chapter 7 is now when we're pushing mass adoption. Oh, and also in chapter 4, we had a lot of international companies coming into the Kenyan market for
yeah,
them to spearhead the whole adoption. Then the government noticed this, that was in chapter 5. Then now, chapter 6, having policy. Chapter 7, the policy is out, we're trying to push it. Then now, chapter 8 is mass adoption. So I also feel like in the Kenyan ecosystem, like at times we are leading because we are curious people and we're also
Mm,
smart people, making
yeah,
it easy for us to even be the bigger brothers and the bigger sisters for other African countries. But again, we are collectively contributing to the larger book of Africa as to how technology is growing and expanding in the African ecosystem. So, yeah, I am proud to be Kenyan.
I am proud to be Kenyan too. And what a way to end our conversation today. As the bigger brothers and sisters, it's our responsibility to hold our sisters and brothers' hands and grow this ecosystem, all of us together. As we're in chapter 7, you said. In Kenya, we're in
Yeah,
chapter 7. In Africa, we're in chapter 4.
around chapter 4, chapter 5, because
Yeah.
we're also
But this
having
thing
a lot
is quite
happening.
right because even in terms of regulation, we're seeing now other African countries looking into what we've done to even get to a point of where blockchain and crypto is regulated. And as Honorable Karaoke, if the chair who sits in the finance committee chair,
Yeah,
sorry, I've not gotten his name right, he said that we are the first African country to have a law on its own. Like we've not built on what is already existing.
yeah,
The legislature sat and drafted a law specifically for digital assets, and that makes Africa the leading country in digital asset regulation. So yeah, that really ties to what you said, and what a way to end our conversation today. Thank you so much, Miriam, for joining us today and for sharing your amazing insights and for just reminding us that the future of Kenya's digital economy is not built by titles or the trends. It's built by people who stay curious, who stay learning, and step into the unknown boldly. You've mentioned about how learning is the core of building within the
everything.
ecosystem, and that's such a nice way to wind up our conversation. Thank you so much for sharing your story, and for everyone listening, let's keep building, let's keep learning, let's keep sharing Africa's blockchain narrative. This is SokoChain. Until next time,